Action.
Hello, my dear students, and welcome to Virtual Monday. I want to finish up our Alchemy Lab, and by alchemy, that's referring, of course, to the ancient science where you turn base metals into gold. We took pennies and turned them golden colored by galvanizing them, coating them with a layer of zinc, and then heating that zinc and melting it into the copper to form an alloy of zinc and copper that is golden colored and is commonly known as brass. So what I want to do is go to your lab assignment. Some people have already done it because you can find a lot of the answers here in the instructions, but as I go to this PDF file, you will see some questions that you have to answer. For example, the year of the penny. We used pennies that were pre-1982, and I grabbed my jar of 1982 pennies. So just about everybody should have used a 1982 cent. Technically, America does not have pennies, we only have cents. And if you look on it, it says 1 cent, not 1 penny, like the British penny. And it says, what color did it turn when mixed with granular zinc and the zinc chloride solution? Well, if you look at the if you look at what they're asking, after we mixed it with zinc and zinc chloride solution and boiling zinc chloride solution for between 5 and 10 minutes, the pennies all turned silver colored. And then I had you take one of your 2 pennies, if you were in class, but students took one of them, heated it, and upon heating, it turned a golden color. Now there are 4 quick questions, essay questions. Why is it recommended to use pennies that are dated pre-1982? Come on, swerve around and don't stay in one place. Get me from different angles because I need you to look at these pennies right here. So here are the results of the lab, down here.
Okay.
Are you seeing it right there?
Mm-hmm.
Those pennies there are from different sections. I've posted a picture of this in some of the results. But if you use a post-1982 penny, it's not made out of pure copper. So come back up to me. You're just staying in one place. Okay, so let's move around. The post-1982 pennies are 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper, with a very, very thin coating of copper. If you, and we'll do this experiment later, remove the inside of the penny, because we can digest it away with hydrochloric acid, leaving the copper, which is resistant to hydrochloric acid, behind, we can make a very thin foil of the copper coating of the zinc, predominantly zinc penny. But we can't use the post-1982 pennies because they do this. They melt, and if you keep this one, if you can see the shadow and everything on this one started to melt and deform. And if it would have stayed in the flame for 2 seconds longer, it would have turned into a blob of zinc. So, back up to me. The reason we used pennies that are dated pre-1982 is because they are not pure copper, but almost 100% copper. They're 97.5% copper. They're solid copper, and they do not deform when heated in the lab procedure. For the second question, why is it necessary that pennies be thoroughly cleaned before beginning this activity? we were depositing zinc onto our penny in an electrolytic process, and we need a contact between the metals, zinc, and the copper and the zinc ions in solution. And if there were dirt on there, or oils from fingerprints, from your skin on there, that area would not get any zinc deposit on it because you have the actual copper covered up with it. So, the next question says, after the pennies were dipped in the granular zinc chloride solution, they had a silver colored coating. This was not actually due to the presence of silver. Of course, we didn't make silver. What was the silver coating? And the simple answer is it's zinc. We had a zinc coating. But if you want to know the truth, not really. That was actually brass too. That was a form of brass called gamma brass. This is the Greek letter gamma. And when you make a mixture of brass and copper, zinc and copper, where the zinc concentration is greater than 45%, it's silver colored. And so we were depositing zinc onto the penny, but it was also migrating into the penny and making a very high zinc concentration form of brass, gamma brass. If you put the fact that the coating and the silver color was due to zinc, that's fine. We did coat them with zinc, but technically it was a form of brass. And then it says, unfortunately, the copper pennies were not turned to real gold. What is responsible for the golden coating? When we heated those zinc-coated pennies, galvanized pennies, and we heated them up in a very hot flame for 2 to 5 seconds. It didn't take long if you watched the video or if you did it in lab. When you did that, that caused the zinc to migrate further down into the copper and some of the copper to come back into the zinc, and we formed brass. And we formed brass, a form of brass termed alpha brass. There's the Greek letter alpha. And that's brass with a low zinc percentage of composition, less than 35%. And so we formed the alpha form of brass, which gives a brassy golden color, and that's what the color was responsible for. So use that information to answer your 4 questions, complete the assignment, and hand it in. It's due tomorrow or Tuesday, and we'll see you at the next virtual Monday, and for those of you who are face-to-face, we'll see you tomorrow in class. In the meantime, stay safe.